Have you ever met a person and you got around that person and you just had this sense that this person was gonna do something incredible with his life? You're like, man, this person's going somewhere. This person's gonna achieve big things. This person is onto something. This person's on the path of doing great, incredible, and special things. And I'm so excited to see what this person does. And you just feel so good being around that person. You're like, man, I want to see this person win and succeed. I don't want to be around this person. And I want to help this person if I can. I want to watch this person's journey. I just know, I'm convinced that this person is going to do something big and special. If you've ever felt that about someone, congratulations, you've experienced the impression of increase. And in this episode, I'm going to tell you exactly what the impression of increase is, why it's vitally important for your success, and how you can start to tap into it to your own greatest advantage to turn your big dreams into concrete reality even faster. Look, I've been studying the most successful people on the face of the planet that I possibly can since the early 2000s. And since that time, what I've realized is there is a common thread between and among all of these high achievers, these people doing incredible things. They all have this ability to draw people to them. They all have this personality, this magnetic energy that gets people to look at them in a way that says, this person's going somewhere. This person's doing big things. I just know in my heart of hearts that this person is going to be successful. And even when people are already really successful, they've achieved big things, they've done big things in the world, these people still have this energy, this presence that makes you feel like even though they've done really big things, they're still meant to do even more and bigger things in their life. And we're excited to watch them on their journey to see it all unfold. And again, as I said a moment ago, that is called the impression of increase. And I believe that I've always known that this is an idea as I've been studying these folks. I'm going to tell you in a second where I first heard the concept of the impression of increase. By the way, hint, it's from this book, The Science of Getting Rich. And asterisk here, I'm not here to tell you how to get rich or how to make certain financial decisions in your life. This is simply about how to be the most successful version of yourself. But it's basically the same concept of my book, Attract Your Potential. And you might say, well, JJ, you're just taking an opportunity to promote your book. Well, the truth is, this literally is the main through line of my book. At the very start of my book, I have the epigraph, which if you don't know what epigraph means, I didn't either until I wrote my book. The epigraph is that quote at the start of a book, mostly in self-help, personal development type books or nonfiction books. It's a quote usually of a famous person, and the quote that I use is from Jim Rohn, who's the original great, or one of the original great teachers of personal development. And his quote is, "Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become." One more time to let it sink in. Success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. So my whole philosophy or hypothesis that I put forth in my book, Attract Your Potential, is if you want to achieve big, important, amazing things with your life, you must become the kind of person that other people want to be around, want to help, want to support, want to help go on your journey towards your big dreams and goals. You've got to become a magnet. You've got to be someone that attracts people to you, because when you attract people to you, when you attract more of the right people to you, you open up more of the best opportunities. And so that's why I want you to understand this idea, this concept of the impression of increase. So, Wallace Wattles wrote this book called The Science of Getting Rich back in 1910. Yes, well over 100 years ago. And there's an entire chapter in his book called The Impression of Increase. It's chapter 14 of the book. And he says that every human, I'm paraphrasing, but every human wants increase. Every human, it's natural for everyone to want more and better, and an increase in all areas of life. Increase in senses of love and passion and enthusiasm and excitement, increase in financial abundance. Most people want that even today, not different than 1910. People want increased health and wellness and satisfaction in life. We maybe want a bigger house or bigger home or better car. Like most of us want an increase in our income at work or in our whatever. Like we all want increase. At least most people do, and especially if you're a driven high achiever, you are constantly looking to increase your life in one, or probably more likely more than one way. And so here's the idea. If everyone wants increase, and you can be a person that gives someone increase, more people are going to want to be around you. Now the question becomes, how do you give people increase? So first, let me tell you what he says this idea of impression of increase is. It's Okay, here it is. Do everything that you do in the firm conviction that you are an advancing personality and that you are giving advancement to everybody. Feel that you are getting rich and that in doing so you are making others rich and conferring benefits on all. Wherever you find a boastful person, you find one who is secretly doubtful and afraid. Simply, he's telling you how to do this impression of increase thing. Simply feel the faith and let it work out in every transaction. Here's the key point. Let every act and tone and look express the quiet assurance that you are getting rich, that you are already rich. Words will not be necessary to communicate this feeling to others. They will feel the sense of increase when in your presence and will be attracted to you again. By the way, you can totally substitute the word rich or getting rich with getting successful and achieving your biggest dreams and goals. And this line aligns perfectly, this idea of let every act, meaning everything that you do, every tone, meaning the way you speak, the tonality of your voice, and look, basically the way you show up, how you use your face, your physiology, your body express, body movements, let all of that express to people this sense of certainty and confidence that you are on your way to doing something great in your life. Because if you don't believe it, other people won't feel it. But if you totally feel convicted and have full faith and belief that you are doing something great with your life, that you're going to do something special with your gifts and your talents to make a big, important, and meaningful difference and impact, people will be attracted to it. People will want to be around you. People will want to help you and support you on your journey. And so this concept of act, look, feel aligns perfectly, actually, literally. Well, he says, let every act and tone, meaning vocal quality, and look express the quiet assurance that you are getting rich or achieving your goals and becoming successful in the way you want to be successful. But there's a quote by a guy that is often called the father of psychology in America, William James. And William James said, and I just posted this on Instagram, you can follow me over there at JJ Peller if you want to get more daily behind the scenes, daily motivation, mindset, blah, 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 encouragement, whatever, all the stuff. He said, act, look, feel successful, conduct yourself accordingly, and you will be amazed at the positive results. Act, look, feel successful in the way you want to be successful. It doesn't mean act, look, and feel successful in the way other people think you should be successful. It doesn't say act, look, feel successful in the way your parents or your siblings or society thinks you should be successful. It's like, how do you want to be successful? And one of the best ways you can do this is to model successful people. That's why I've been absolutely obsessed with finding and studying the most successful people possible in the ways I want to be successful so that I can observe and watch how those people speak and move and interact and communicate in all the things they do, their tonality of voice, how they stand, how they move, anything and everything I can, how they think, their thought process, their beliefs, their core values. Because as soon as I can gain these insights and perspectives of the highest performing, most successful people who are successful in the way that I want to be successful, I can start to implement those actions, thoughts, behaviors, mindsets into my own life. And I will start to act, look, and feel successful in the way I want to be successful. And you, friend, must also do this for yourself. But first, you got to decide, how do you want to be successful? Like, what does that mean for you? What does success mean for you? It's different for everybody. And you can have all different kinds of components that make up your ability to be successful. For example, I want to be an incredible husband for my wife. I don't want to just have a good marriage. I want to have an outstanding, remarkable, passionate, loving, enthusiastic marriage with my wife. Does that mean everything's always perfect 100% of the time? For sure not. Obviously, mostly because of me, right, honey? But the truth is, like, nothing's perfect, but that's what I strive for. That's what I want to strive for. So number one, I want to have a great marriage. Number two, I want to be a great parent for my kiddos. 2 with a third on the way. Like, I want to be an incredible dad to my children. But also, I want to tap into my fullest potential professionally with the gifts I've been given to create content, to share messages in podcasts and videos like this. I just want to be successful in all the ways I want to be successful, not just one. Why am I telling you all this? Because if you don't have a crystal clear vision of what success looks like and means for you, then you're not going to tap into the power of leave everyone you meet with the impression of increase, which I'm going to get into in a second more about what that looks like and how you do it. But the general idea is you show up with a powerful presence, with a magnetic energy, so that people are drawn to you and they look at you and they're like, man, he's on his way to do something great with his life. Or goodness, she seems like she's going to do something big and special in this world. And people buy into you and they're like, man, if this person had stock, if I could buy stock in that person, I'd do it. Like, that's the thought you want running through people's head. That's how you know you've left someone with the impression of increase. And by the way, I want to clarify for you, this is not just about you getting people to feel like you're amazing. Because there's a second, maybe more important thing that happens when you leave someone with the impression of increase. When you interact with someone, that person leaves you and they feel like you're going somewhere. Like they're, oh, man, how can I support this person? How can I do whatever to get this person where they're going? Or at the very least, can I watch this person? Can I follow this person's content? Can I watch the journey? I just know this person's doing something special. Like, you leave someone with that feeling. But the second thing, the maybe more important and powerful thing, is you give people a sense of belief that they can too. If you do this the right way and you show up in this way where you leave everyone, it doesn't say some people, it says leave everyone you meet with the impression of increase. If you leave everyone you meet with the impression of increase, you give everyone the chance to believe they can do something incredible with their lives too. You encourage people, you inspire people, you help people to know that more is possible for them. You help people to believe, to have faith, to be convicted in what they can do too. See, this is not just about you being great or them thinking you're so cool and amazing and you're going to go do world-changing things. Like, that's part of it. But the bigger part, friend, the more fulfilling part for you will be that you've inspired other people to go after their greatest potential. Like, I hope you feel that when I record these podcasts. When you listen to my videos or listen to my podcast, like, I want you to know more than anything, in every message I publish on my podcast or on my YouTube or wherever I put it, I want you to know with total certainty, that you can do something incredible and special and meaningful and hugely positively impactful with your life. But you got to believe it. You got to have the faith in it. But when you start to get convicted in that, when your faith is through the freaking roof and you just know that you're going to do something great with your life, you infuse that into the people you interact with. And friend, back to what I'm talking about in my book, if you want to achieve big and amazing things, you've got to be able to attract amazing people to you. And what I have found is like energy attracts like energy. So if you're on a mission to do something great with your life, you want to do something special, you want to tap into your fullest potential, then you must help other people who feel that way too, to feel great, to feel inspired, to feel excited, and you will draw those people to you. You're not just going to attract and magnetize people that want to be lazy and do nothing with their lives. You will draw and attract people to you that also want to do big things. So now you can collaboratively work towards a bigger and better life and world that you can create with your gifts and talents and the skills that you've developed over the years, with your mindset, with your message, with the way you communicate in a one-on-one setting or to the group or to whomever that you're interacting with. You can do great things with your life, and the more you believe it, the more you exude that, the more you infuse it into others, the more we get more people who are truly convinced that they can do great things too. So friend, my message here is simple. I, number one, know that you can do something great with your life. And number two, I know that you can inspire and encourage and empower other people to do it too. And number three, quick side note, I would love for this podcast, this YouTube channel to feel way more, wherever you're listening or watching, to feel way more like a community. I don't want to just preach at you. I want to give you some thoughts and ideas, encouragement and inspiration that helps you on your journey. But also, friend, I'm on my journey. I'm on my journey to tap into my fullest potential, to be my very best. And that's why I make these messages. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Like, what are you working on? What thoughts and feedback do you have on this message? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What are questions you have on this topic or others as you're trying to become your very best? Because we can do it. We can do incredible things with our lives. We first got to believe it. Number two, we got to know that we need to leave everyone we meet with the impression of increase. With every tone, with every act, with every look of your face. Like, literally, have you heard the saying, the eyes are the window to the soul? Your eyes are the window to your soul. I'm completely convinced that people feel our soul when they look into our eyes. The question becomes, what do they feel when they look into your eyes? People feel your energy, and they feel it when you're looking directly into their eyes. When they're looking directly into your eyes, they literally feel the spirit. I'm getting excited here. The energy, the enthusiasm that's inside of you. They can feel your passion. They can feel your authenticity. They can feel if you're the real deal or you're making stuff up. So as soon as someone literally looks in your eyes, they know. Are you going places? Do you believe it? Are you convicted in it? Do you have faith? Are you just putting on a mask, hoping that people don't see through the facade of you, trying to act as if you're going to do something, but you're not actually believing for it. You're not actually filled with faith that it's going to happen. And by the way, friend, if you don't have that full faith today, that's okay. Because here's the message. You can get it. You can develop it. You can build it in you by listening to messages just like this one that infuse you with hope and faith and belief and conviction in yourself and what's possible for you. I'm not the only game in town. I get that. I'm not the only messenger trying to tell you that more is possible, but I hope to be a messenger in your life, communicating with you on a regular basis to remind you that big things are possible. One of my very favorite quotes of all time is a quote by a guy named Samuel Johnson. He's an author from the 1700s who said, "People need to be reminded more often than they need to be instructed." Literally one of my favorite quotes. If you've listened to any of my messages on podcasts, you certainly have come across me say this at least once, if not many times. And the reason I tell you is that even the most confident, faith-filled people that know that we're going to do something big with our lives, we need rekindled with our inner spirit too. I got to listen to people that are getting me fired up and fueling my mindset and my faith and my belief. Because if you're going after something big, you're going to have to fight through challenges and difficulties and obstacles and struggles and things that make you feel like it's not meant for you. But friend, the obstacles, the challenges in your life are not meant to hold you back. They're meant to strengthen you as you work through them so you can get where you're meant to go and be prepared to deliver when the time comes for you to show up and have the opportunity to use your God-given gifts and talents in a big and meaningful way. If you've never had to be forced through challenges and difficulties and disciplines of life, then you've never had to be strengthened. Like if you've never gone to the gym to lift weights that are harder and beyond what you're capable of in the moment that you're lifting it, then the time comes for you to lift a big weight that's way bigger than you've ever lifted. Do you think you're going to lift it? No, absolutely not. And that's the whole point of the trials, the testing periods, and the struggles of life. They are not here to hold you back, friend. Remember, they're here to strengthen you, to refine you, to develop you, to hold you back until the time is right for you to catapult forward into your greatest potential, to do the things that you're called here for. So, if you're going through a season of struggle, you feel like you're in a testing period. I got a message for that. I just did one a couple weeks ago that's titled, "Is God Testing Me?" You might enjoy that podcast or YouTube message as well. If you feel like you're in a season of struggle and a time of testing, go listen to that episode after this one. But in the meantime, friend, I want to remind you that you're here to do great things. And if you can show up every day as your best with the mindset to leave everyone you meet with the impression of increase, you will do something incredible with your life. And it's not fake. It's a belief, a knowingness that you are going to do something great. And friend, that's not arrogance. That is faith. That's belief. That's conviction. And you can build it. Keep feeding your mind. Keep journaling. Keep writing out your dreams and your goals. Dude, I do it every day. Every day, I'm writing out my biggest dreams, my goals, my ambitions, the things I most deeply, desperately am so excited and grateful to be achieving in my life, either in the next 6 to 12 months or in the decades to come. Like, man, you got to remind yourself every day what your dreams are. You got to come back to it. You got to come back to the vision. I got a vision board over there. You got to get back to the vision every day. Because I'm tying it back to the impression of increase. The more you feed your mind with your big goals, your dreams, the visions of what you want to accomplish, the more you will stoke that inner fire, that faith, that excitedness, that joy, that enthusiasm, that passion to make the thing happen. And the more you have that built up inside of you, the more you can exude it outside of yourself and infuse it into the people you come across. And that is leaving them with the impression of, you guessed it, increase. So friend, if you want to go after something big in your life, good. Dream big, think big, go after your greatest potential. Why not? Friend, please do yourself a favor and refuse to settle for anything less than your greatest potential, because you were created to do something great, meaningful, and important with your life. And I just so desperately want you to know that, and not just know it intellectually, but believe it in your heart and feel it in your soul, because you can. You can do big things. Keep your fire stoked. And if you have loved this podcast, please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another episode. And please ask me questions that I can answer for you and others in future podcast episodes. I would love to address any questions you have about this exact topic that I just went through or anything else related to self-improvement, being your very best, tapping into your greatest potential, mindset, motivation, relationships, anything and everything. I actually don't care. Ask me whatever you want. We'll see if I answer it in a future episode. You can ask me in a few ways. Number one, drop it in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, you can find me on Instagram over at JJ Peller, at JJ Peller. Send me a DM, follow me and send me a DM with your question or questions, or you can email me at connect@jjpeller.com. Again, connect@jjpeller.com. I'd love to get questions from you. Again, subscribe. And by the way, if you've truly got value from this, send it to a friend. I mean, don't wait, don't hesitate. Do it right now. Why? Because if you gain value from it and you want to be your very best, then you absolutely need to help other people around you to be their very best too. So if this added even an ounce of value to your life in the time that you've been paying attention to it, do yourself a favor, do your friends a favor, do your family a favor, do your coworkers a favor, do the people you lead a favor and send this message to them, because I would love, love, love for this message and the others of this podcast to reach people, to keep them inspired, to keep their inner fire stoked so they tap into their greatest potential just like you and I are right now, so we can be our very best, do the big, amazing, exciting things we're here to do in the world. And friend, refuse to settle for anything less than your greatest potential. Just keep going. Breakthrough is near. I don't know if that means in the next weeks or months or several years, but it will happen if you refuse to quit and you just keep going. So friend, just keep going. You got this. Great things are happening. Talk with you next time.